May everyone please remain standing while the color guard presents the colors. Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Please take your seats.
Greetings. I would first like to welcome you all to the 2015 commencement exercise for Kings Fork High School. I would once again like to remind students and guests that this is a formal ceremony. As a result, I ask that you be respectful of other guests by remaining in your seats, limiting your applause. We want to make sure that everyone is able to hear their child's name called. And finally, enjoy the ceremony. At this time, I will turn the podium over to our school board chairperson, Dr. Dobransky.
Thank you. Before I introduce today's speaker, I'd like to introduce a few other people here that you might not know at this time. Members of our school board. Dave Mitnick, please stand. Ina Copeland, Phyllis Barham, Linda Bouchard, Lorraine Skeeter. Thank you. It's my honor to introduce the superintendent, Dr. Darren Whitney, who was named superintendent of Suffolk Public Schools in 2011. Dr. Whitney has served in the Suffolk Public Schools for 18 years as an elementary school principal, teacher, assistant superintendent, and finally superintendent. During his time with the public schools, Dr. Whitney has strengthened early childhood educational programs, enhanced professional development, and further enhanced student engagement. He has assisted in initiating the International Baccalaureate, which is housed at Kings Fork High School, which we're mighty proud of. He's chairman of the following programs: Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, the STEM initiatives, Pathways to Engineering, and the new biomedical sciences that just was implemented at Lakeland High School. Dr. Whitney's wife is a reading specialist in our school division, and his daughter just graduated from Lansman High School last year and is a first-year student at college. Please welcome Dr. Darren Whitney, our speaker.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Parents, special guests, teachers, staff, but most importantly, the class of 2015. I stand before you today to say congratulations on a job well done. Students, you've worked hard and you have earned this day. You have tested, you've been quizzed, and you've been schooled well enough for us to send you off into the real world. Parents, we thank you. We thank you for sharing your pride and your joy with us over the last 13 years. We've done our very best to prepare all of our students, and I'm very proud to see our students transition it into the next level. Today, I want to spend just a few moments to offer our students and perhaps some of our guests some advice. And I say just a few moments. As Dr. Dobransky said, my daughter was sitting where you are, and she said, "Dad, you talk too much, so keep it short." This advice that I want to share with you centers around a book that I began reading earlier this year in reference to mindsets. Mindset is a simple idea developed by Stanford University psychologist Dr. Carol Dweck, and it can make all the differences in our lives. This author suggests that there are two mindsets, a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. In a fixed mindset, people believe their basic qualities such as intelligence or talent are simply fixed traits. In a fixed mindset, time is spent documenting your intelligence or your talent instead of developing them. Those of us with a fixed mindset believe talent only creates success without effort. But there's a different type of mindset that I would encourage each of us to strive to develop. Again, it's called a growth mindset. You see, a growth mindset, people believe that their most basic abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Brains and talent are just the starting point. But if we go back to a fixed mindset, in a fixed mindset, one wants to hide our flaws so that you're not judged or labeled as a failure. But in a growth mindset, your flaws are just your to-do list of things to improve. In a fixed mindset, you stick with what you know to keep up your confidence. But if you have a growth mindset, you keep up your confidence by always pushing into the unfamiliar to make sure you're always learning. Going back to a fixed mindset, mistakes and failures define you. But in a growth mindset, those failures and those mistakes are only temporary setbacks and can often serve as motivation to improve. The final example of a fixed mindset, during a fixed mindset, one may believe if you're in a romantically compatible relationship with someone that you should share all of each other's views and everything should come together naturally. But in a growth mindset, you believe that a lasting relationship comes from effort and working through challenging differences. Now that you have heard examples of the two different mindsets, I ask you, which do you have? Do you have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? Well, I think it's fair to say that many of us have a fixed mindset. But there is hope. We can move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset if we consider 4 basic steps. The first basic step to learn how to move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset is to learn to hear your fixed mindset voice. This is the voice, the one that, well, it kind of puts us down. You know, it says, I should have not tried that. Or it might say, I'll never get this job, or I'll never pass that test. Or perhaps, fellas, it might be, she'll never go out with someone like me. So what we need to do is to recognize that what we're hearing is a fixed mindset voice. The second step is towards moving towards a growth mindset is to recognize you have a choice. You can listen to and support that fixed mindset voice. In other words, accept that voice that tells you you're not good enough, or that you still lack a particular skill, or that you can't do it. The other choice, however, is that you can see your challenges as just that, and that they are stumbling blocks and a learning experience. The third step towards moving towards a growth mindset is to talk back to that voice that you hear. Now, it's not common people tell you to talk to yourselves, but you want to reflect. When that fixed mindset voice says, if you don't try, you can protect yourself and keep your dignity. You must hear that growth mindset that responds this way. If I don't try, I automatically fail, and there's no dignity in that. The final step to moving towards a growth mindset includes taking that growth mindset into action. Take on the challenges wholeheartedly and learn from your setbacks. In closing, I'll say this. As I read and I think about mindsets, it boils down to this. When we think and what we think and how we think fuel our behavior and predict our success. You have the ability to become more intelligent, more artistic, more athletic, and more successful simply by focusing on the processes and not just the outcomes. Congratulations, class of 2015, and I wish you all the very best growth mindset. Thank you.
We are honoring all of our graduates this morning, but two students in particular deserve special recognition, our Valedictorian and our Salutatorian. The Valedictorian earned the highest cumulative grade point average over the four-year high school period, followed by the Salutatorian. These students worked hard year after year, taking some of the most challenging courses offered. It wasn't easy, but they persevered, and today they are honored for this academic achievement. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Salutatorian for the class of 2015, Miss Kayla Filio.
Good afternoon, family, friends, esteemed faculty and staff of Kings Fork High School, and of course, the graduating class of 2015. Let's hear it for the Bulldogs! Now, before I begin my speech, I'd first like to ask a question. By a show of hands, who made their bed this morning? I think it's safe to say that most of us find this task a little trivial, even redundant at times. Well, it takes only a couple of minutes to make a bed. We sometimes think that those 2 minutes could be used more efficiently, like getting to school on time. Because trust me, those 2 minutes, they make a difference. Well, Naval Admiral William H. McRaven brought up a great point during his commencement speech at the University of Texas at Austin. If you make your bed every morning, you'll have accomplished the first task of the day. So if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. When I first listened to his speech, I was a bit perplexed. Making your bed, changing the world, these are two rather unrelated concepts. But after I thought about it, it made sense. It's not just about making your bed, it's the pride and sense of accomplishment associated with it. It's the idea that if you complete a task, even as small as fixing your sheets each morning, then you'll feel encouraged to complete other tasks throughout the day, even larger ones. So start your morning off with a win, and you will continue to make victories for the rest of the day. It's just that simple. Now I'd like to bring everyone's attention to the following photos. Oh gosh. Can everybody see them? Yeah, sorry, they're a little small. I kind of had to pay for them myself, so here they are. I'll give you a second to look at these photographs, if you can see them, and I want you to decide which one you find more attractive. For those who can't see, this one looks like a pretty snowflake, and this one just looks like a blob. So raise your hand if you picked this one. No. What about this one? Okay. In the early 2000s, Dr. Masaru Emoto and his staff studied the behavior of water crystals and how different types of words could influence their structure. Him and his team took multiple samples of water and each assigned them either a harsh phrase or word or a pleasant one. And these words repeated to the sample of water. And I know it sounds a little funny talking to water, but trust me, he knew what he was doing. They then froze the water samples and analyzed the crystals and found structures like the ones I just showed you. This one was formed from thank you, and this one was a result of you fool. Dr. Masaru Emoto and his staff also conducted a similar experiment with rice. He put cooked rice into 2 separate jars, and one was treated with love, and one was neglected and received hate. This is what the jars of rice looked like after a few months. The love side obviously still looks the same, while the hate side is molding and is clearly gone bad. And the commonality between the 2 experiments is that they both involve water, and that it demonstrates that water is greatly influenced by the energy and words emitted, the energy emitted from the words and emotions around it. Now, your body is 75% water. Imagine the effect that words and emotions have on you. Sometimes we don't realize the effect of what we say, or even what we don't say. We've all heard the phrase, if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say it at all. But I think if you have something kind to share, then you should speak up. If you like someone's outfit, compliment them. If someone is providing you a service, then don't forget your manners. And if you care about someone, remind them with an I love you. Which, by the way, to my family, my girls, and my amigos, they know who they are. I love you guys. Don't focus on what hatred did during the experiments, but rather what the kindness produced. Negativity is destructive, but positivity, look how beautiful it is. And yeah, the picture quality is not that good, but you get what I'm trying to say. And I bring up these points made by Admiral McRaven and the findings of Dr. Masaru Emoto to discuss with you the importance of the little things, the simple stuff that doesn't even cross our mind, but should. Graduates, while you're out there becoming lawyers, doctors, athletes, or attaining any aspiration or goal you set for yourself, continue to do it with so much passion, vigor, and zeal that nobody would dare to hold you back. But on your path to greatness, don't forget the little things. Victories are victories, no matter how small they may seem. Finish a book, go for a walk, take up new hobbies, floss. Continue to make achievements and triumphs whenever you can, even if they seem minuscule compared to what you hope to accomplish in the future. They add up. And make an effort to say pleasant things. You never know the extent to which your words can affect someone. It doesn't have to be the I like your shirt or I love you, but just the thank you or a good morning, because I know every one of us gets excited when we see a good morning text. So take the time to say nice phrases, even if your kindness limit is 1 remark a day. Say it. It adds up. So if you take anything away from this speech, anything at all, it's that on your journey to the top, where everything's big and grandiose, please don't forget the little things. Be kind, and of course, don't forget to make your bed. Congratulations, class of 2015. We made it!
Thank you, Caleb. Our students have worked very hard this year applying for scholarships. This is a very time-consuming process that requires perseverance and hard work. It also requires students who have worked hard their entire high school careers to have the qualifications necessary to be eligible for these scholarships. And today I am very proud to announce that so far, and this number is still increasing, our students have been awarded $1,857,253. Well done. Now, our next speaker has set high goals for herself throughout her high school career. Whether in school, in sports, or through volunteer work, she always pushes herself to do her very best. And today, she is recognized for all her hard work. Please welcome the valedictorian for the class of 2015, Miss Sydney Billmeyer.
Good afternoon. My fellow graduates, over the last 4 years here at Kings Fork High School, we have learned a lot. Our math teachers taught us how to simplify polynomials, although we'll never use them. Our English teachers taught us that Hamlet was completely insane, and Dr. Bird brought us all together for our final year of high school. And all of this knowledge will no doubt be valuable as we go forward in life. Einstein once said, "Education is what remains when one has forgotten everything that he learned in school." But I think that the most important thing that we have learned over the last 4 years is that we've all changed in many ways and will continue to change for the rest of our lives. Over the next few minutes, I'd like to talk about what we've learned and the people we have to thank. I told you that the most important thing that we learned was that change is everywhere and will never stop happening. Let me give you just a couple of examples of what I'm talking about. We all had one teacher in the last 4 years that changed who we are. Whether your teacher was Mr. Fike, Mrs. Kreiner, or Coach Jones, you developed a deep relationship with them and they have influenced your life. I had the same history teacher, Mr. White, for all 4 years of high school. I'm sure he can tell you that I've changed a lot. We were all awkward ninth graders at one point just trying to make friends and fit in. Now, as graduating seniors, I believe that we have taken charge of our own lives and can do anything we want with them. That, in my opinion, is one of the most important changes that Kings Fork has created within us. Each of us has become our own person. Every member of the faculty and staff was there for us throughout all 4 years of high school to help us find ourselves. Next, I'd like to take a moment on behalf of myself and my fellow graduates to thank the people who have brought us here. I know that not all of us had the same teachers or influential people in our lives, but we still had similar relationships that made us who we are. Therefore, I'd like to thank my parents and the parents or guardians of my fellow graduates because they pushed us every step of the way to be better and put in the effort necessary to succeed. Many days we did not want to go to school, but we did to avoid the wrath of our mothers. I'd also like to thank those teachers who took more of a role in our lives than just providing us with our education. Madame Seavey, my French teacher, would always ask us about our weekends and vacations in class. Of course, she had ulterior motives to make us speak more French, but it still showed that she cared about us on more than just a teacher-student level. She's another teacher that I had all 4 years of high school and has changed me in many ways. I believe that those individuals who made the effort to be more than just a person in charge made all the difficult times in high school worth it. So now we're high school graduates, and we've signed each other's yearbooks, and we're saying goodbye. There will be hugs and tears. We'll do our best to stay in touch. So let's promise we'll always stay close friends, but ultimately settle for periodic glances at each other's Facebooks and Instagrams. Either way, we'll be living our own lives and doing what we want to do. We will all take different paths from this moment forward. Some will go to college, others the military, and then some straight to the workforce. Wherever you go, I wish you success in all of your endeavors. If for those going to college, however, may your college memories last as long as your student loan payments, hopefully longer. And for those starting their careers, remember, the golden rule of work is that the boss's jokes are always funny. As a final thought going forward, I'd like to leave you with a quote from Dr. Bird III himself. He said, "Motivation plus focus plus hard work equals success." I ask all of my fellow graduates to remember these words from our principal with a little twist of my own. Although a single person, individual can do a lot in life, I've learned through all my years at Kings Fork High School that we can do so much more together. So support is the most important aspect. Now it is time to begin the next stage of our lives. We all have one life to live, and it is up to you to make it the best life that you can. And to quote the doctor, allons-y. Thank you.
Dr. Dobransky, Dr. Whitney, Dr. Bird, members of the school board, faculty, parents, and friends, I present to you those students who have met their academic and program objectives as prescribed by the Commonwealth of Virginia and Suffolk City Public Schools. They are hereby declared candidates for graduation in the Kings Fork High School graduating class of 2015. beginning with the honor graduates for the class of 2015, led by their valedictorian and salutatorian. I hereby present the candidates for graduation. Okay, Sydney.
Valedictorian, Sydney McKenna Billmeyer. Salutatorian, Kayla Manejo Filio. Brandon Kashawn Allen. Megan Ashley Armbruster. Devontae Lester Arrington. Dearica Latricia Artis. Layla Rose Atkins. Cole Andrew Bailey. Jonathan Calvin Bailey. Micah Mark Aaron Bailey. Andre Maurice Baines. Kiara Monique Ballard. Leisha Yvette Barnes. Paul Kennedy Barnes. Alyssa Michelle Branch. Caitlin Michelle Bridgeforth. Gerard Lee Broadnax Blunt. Imani Cottrell Calvin. Carly Ann Campbell. Claudia Lee Campbell. Jarrett Wade Carter. Elizabeth Irene Cherry. Taylor Brooke Clements. Sydney Janae Coleman. Emily Grace Camarel. Anastasia Deneen Conyers. Nia Nashay Cook. Chantel Tierra Coombs. Anthony Eugene Bowden II. Brianna Nicole Batchelor. Alondra Nicole Copeland. And Fernie Jamel Copeland. Alexandra Lalele DaCosta. Taylor Alexandra Davis. Alexis Nicole Derrick. Richard Lee Dixon. Aaron Matthew Dorr. John Nigel Duncan. Elizabeth Helen Eakins. Monroe Ashley Easton. Brianna Marche Ely. Deontay Shaquan Featherston. Randy Lynn Field II. Alana Jasmine Figgs. Caitlin Alexis Finch. Chardonnay Monet Floyd. Nolan Allen Foote. Haley Danielle George. Andre Kevin Gerard Jr. Kayla Reginae Gilchrist. Rachel Nicole Gist. Nicole Victoria Gordon. Sergio Vicente Grant. Ann Carter Griffin. Madison Nicole Hanson. Dexter Andre Hardy Jr. Jasmine Marie Harper. Taylor Anissa Harrell. Delaney Ray Harris. Destiny Lachey Harris. Jakia Tanae Harris. Brittany Nicole Harrison. Talil Janae Hawkins. Tasia Hawks. Caitlin Farrell Hayden. Shayna Ray Holland. Jasmine Monet Holloman. Stacy Najee Holloway. Tyler Deandra Holloway. Morgan Esther Hunt. Atira Clarice Hyman. Alicia Naima Jackson. India Tamika Jennings. Alicia Valerie Jiggets. Ashley Elizabeth Johnson. Imani Lee Junius. Shahir Ali Khan. Jacqueline Kelly Knight. Juliet Elaine Knight. Stephanie Renee Lehman. Dalia Stephanie Lawrence. Connor Shane Lawson. Antonio Louis Leha. Cheyenne Mariah Lewis. Avia Lachey Linton. Cameron Jordan Little. Joyday Lynn Little. Stephanie Ray Logwood. Hugh Roy Long Jr. Benicia Alexis Lovely. Taylor Ashley Matthews. Macy Jane McBride. J. Alexandria Miller. Paige Lee Moore. Raven Nicole Morris. Connor Patrick Munn. Kendra Jamay Nickerson. Shanaza Erica Narulezi. Ori Brian Ozo. Martin Padilla Diaz. Nicole Ray Park. Madison Elizabeth Parker. Caleb Michael Parsons. Marlene Gorang Patel. Tiara Ashley Pittman. Michaela Renee Ponton. Erica Ann Privette. Lindsay Alexis Ransom. Lacey Simone Scott. Stephen Michael Schaefer. Shayla Monet Sharp. Megan Nicole Smith. April Danielle Smith. Tanisha Gloria Smith. Destiny Jakayla Speller. Lauren Cynthia Starling. Reagan Lanier Stone. Hope Kennedy Struthers. Nyla Lachey Tiller. Danielle Samara Tillery. James Tyler Tompkins. Sarah Denise Toddy. Julia Elaine Varnier. Sydney Elizabeth Wash. Hannah Catherine Washburn. Kanika Takia Waters. Kristen Victoria Wheeler. Chanel Nicole White. Chelsea Renee Whitfield. Nyana Nishay Whitley. Zachary Nicholas Weiland. Shantiana Deasia Willis. Jeremy Prescott Woods. Kirsten Emily Wuchter.
Laquanya Anita Deloach. Veronica Johns Jiggets. Dylan Lee Adams. Jermier Keith Allen. Danae Limon Austin. Michael Linwood Austin Jr. Morgan Renee Anderson. Brandon Marcellus Babs. Kayla Amina Bailey. Heather Nicole Baines. Stephanie Baines. Tarlisha Monet Baker. Christina Nicole Ball. Sydney Marie Baylog. Trevon Isaiah Banks. Kendra Mildred Malika Blackwell. Renata Elizabeth Bogie. Daquan Nathaniel Boone. Kenneth Wayne Boone II. Joseph Hill Bowling Johnson. Savion Samaj Branch. Alyssa Christine Breeden. Isaiah Brooks. Cameron Jamal Brown. Ethan Keith Brown. Kevin Michael Brown. Kenyara Rajay Brown. Malik Richard Brown. Dustin Yarlis Barrera. Demetrius Tyrell Bell. Tamel Malik Brown. Tyler Allen Brown. Stefan David Bruce. Nicholas Allen Butler. Justin Ray Calhoun. Taylor Michelle Callender. Carl Sampson Clark Jr. Samuel Clark. Shamika Jaleesa Coates. Deja Monet Collins. Brittany Lee Creekmore. William Edmund Crow. Tejanae Monet Daniels. Alvin Tyrone Darden III. Destiny Noel Davidson. Shaquana Anitra Deloach. Brittany Nicole Dickens. Allison Elizabeth Didio. Dominique Dizon Dildy. D'Angelo Lamar Dillard. Daniel Andrew Dodd. Tania Renee Benton. Kazara Ivory Cook. Gabrielle Letitia Cooper. Jackie Sion Council. Monifa Janae Council. Nicholas Randolph Douglas. Nicole Patrice Duncan. Emily Marie Eakins. Peter Henry Elliott. Justin Lamar Inslee. Benny Wendell Ure. Calvin Donnell Ure Jr. Christopher Thomas Falk. Joseph Thomas Flannery. Alex Kyle Flores. Brandon Tariq Hall. Ranyika Simone Harden. Deshae Tariq Harper. Henry Alonzo Harper. Lena Haranga. Kosina Kashima Harrell. Warren Desmond Harrison Jr. Raekwon Clinton Hill. Angel Tiara Holloway. Brianna Charnay Hunter. Jendaya Centernity Hunter. Myrna Wael Ibrahim. Craig Gerard Ingram. Walter Raleigh Ingram. Tiffany Raina Cox. Trelyn Remiko Cox. Akil Jamon Freeman. Delvin Malik Gandhi. Monty Isaiah Gilchrist. Brock Joseph Gonicher. Khalil Malik Green. Ebony Natisse Jackson. Desanay Latrice James. Daryl Timothy Johnson Jr. Kavion Dontre Johnson. Quantasia Monet Johnson. Sharita Angelique Johnson. Joseph Bryce Jones. Shekana One Jones. Ariane Demetrius Leary. Jaquay Leon Ledbetter. Imani Ruth Lewis. Devin Michael Lockhart.
Kyle Christopher Lombard. Tony Marlon Mayfield Jr. Zachary Alexander McEady. Jeremy Montrell McIntyre. Michael Alexander Meese. Lexis Monique Mills. Kane Anthony Miskell. Kenneth DeMarcus Moore. Christy LeGuin Jordan. Lorenzo Darrell Kelly. Taylor James Kolesko. Casey Elliott Kearns. Stephen Hunter Kincaid. Marcus Eugene Knight. Paige Caitlin Moorer. DeAndre Richard Morris. Darren Jawan Morset. Sharnice Danielle Myers. Caitlin Michelle Newcomb. Ariana Michelle Elizabeth Newman. Starling Ramon Santana Garcia. Jonathan Duke Santora. Jasmine Lynette Saunders. How you want me to say it? Taja Ray Mahogany Sawyer. James Charles Schwenk III. Tanika Jasmine Scott. Josiah Elijah Sidbury. Diamond Jalecia Slade. Kashana Nate Smith. Monte Jawan Smith. Danielle Kalab Spillman. Marcus Anthony Lathan. Joey Loop Charles Lee. Nakeba Wisdom Oles. Maurice Grayson Parker II. Joshua Learon Pelfrey. Mario Darwin Powell II. Tyrese Rasul Presley Jr. Derek Michael Perquette. George Lee Reed III. Dale Sylvester Roscoe Jr. Devin Ahmad Spencer. Gerald Lee Stokes II. Elizabeth Ann Victoria Sykes. Michael Tyrone Teachery the Jr. Jasmine Sierra Terry. Jaleel Roshan White. Amante Latoni Wilkins. Sorry. Ari Marquise Williams. Christopher Lee Williams. Daquan Tyree Williams. Kayana Tierra Williams. Michael Allen Williams. What's the middle name? Osierra Kishay Williams. Skyla Marie Williams. Victoria Lee Williams. Christy Gail Rothland. Keon Timothy Ross. Philip James Saunders. David Cornell Tillery Jr. Nautica Simone Turner. Raven Elise Turner. Rashawn Christopher Turner. Shane Austin Volger. Elijah Deshaun Walker. Takia Angelique Walker. Patrick Bailey Wall. Xavier Romello Tashawn Williams. Devontae Montrell Williams. Anthony Ziriella Rolana Womack. Kiera Ultralease Ware. Marissa Grace Wallace. Stephen Malik Watkins. Taquan Deshaun Weston. Gerard Yakub. Tremel Lee Yemsvet. Travis Eugene Young. Tony Zing. Please join me in giving one last round of applause for your class of 2015.
All right, it's finally that time of the day where I wish you farewell and you ride off into the sunset to live your lives as young adults. But before I do, I want to give you some advice that begins with a story. I remember as a new father, I looked forward to all the things that I was going to teach my kids, one of which would be riding a bike. I knew that once they learned that skill, they would always remember the time that we spent together every time they got on that bike. I'm almost 40 years old, and I still remember my dad pushing me down the street when I was a kid. A good friend of mine, I was talking to him and told him how I looked forward to this moment, and he gave me some great advice. He said, teaching a kid to ride a bike is easy. You tell them up front that they're going to fall. You let them know it's going to hurt, but you tell them they are going to get back up and try again. This advice made so much sense to me. See, the typical approach is to say, it's going to be fun and you're going to love it. So when reality hits and they fall from their bike, they think to themselves, this is not fun, I'm hurt, and I'm just not good at this. Shortly after receiving this advice, I asked my son, are you ready to learn to ride a bike? He replied, yes, excitedly. I said to him, when you learn to ride a bike, you will fall, it will hurt, but you will get back up again. I asked him again, do you still want me to teach you how to ride a bike? He asked, how bad will it hurt? I told him, it's nothing that you can't handle. He said, okay, with a big smile on his face. For the third time, I'd ask him. I let him know that he's going to fall, it's going to hurt, but he will get back up again. He was ready. So you can all guess what happened next. He fell. The next thing that happened was I saw a tear start to form in his eye. And it hurt me to see him fighting back the tears. But I stayed strong and I gave him that look. You know the look. The look that said, you agreed to this process and you know exactly what the next step is. Because I told you 3 times. He knew that his only option was to get back up again and try again. Of course, the story ends with many more falls, but in the end, nothing can replace that look of satisfaction when he finally took off down the street on his own. I share the story with you because for you, Graduating from this high school of Kings Fork is very much like entering the same agreement. As you go through life, you will fall. Falling may be in school, work, marriage, or even friendships. They will be bumps in the road, and they're going to hurt. In school, you may struggle with a low grade that you've never received. Work, you may have to deal with the insensitive boss or coworker who causes you stress. Marriage, well, of course, anyone who's married can tell you that it is the hardest job you'll ever have, with many, many ups and downs. My point is that the picture of you riding off into the sunset to live perfect lives is not realistic. Furthermore, it is the journey through life, including the ups and downs, that leads to strength, growth, and ultimate fulfillment. This story relates well to the message from our superintendent, Dr. Whitney, when he talked about mindsets. See, in this fixed mindset that he spoke of, a child falling off of the bike thinks to themselves that they're no good. I want you to go through life with a growth mindset. For you, falling off the bike will simply mean you did not get it yet. But your belief system is that through hard work, you will get it. You can accomplish anything that you put your heart to and your mind to. The only way to experience the joy that life has to offer is to get up and try again once you have fallen. For you, getting back up after you have fallen is your only option, even though it may hurt. So I ask you this question. Students, are you ready to officially be considered graduates of Kings Fork High School? You do understand that you will fall. It's going to hurt, but you will get back up. All right? Parents and loved ones, are you ready to send your children out into this exciting world? They're going to create new things and make this world a better place. If you're ready, then I need you to remind them when they fall and you see tears forming in their eyes that their only option is to get back up and try harder. Maybe a quick hug to let them know you care about them, but then it's off to your feet. Students, your loved ones and I look forward to the moments when you have that big smile on your face and you are off riding down the street on your own. So in closing, I want to leave you with these 3 thoughts. 1, as you go through life, you will fall, it will hurt, but you can handle it. Number 2, remember you are bulldogs, and bulldogs never quit. You will get back up. And finally, getting back up from your falls, that's what leads to strength, growth, and ultimate fulfillment. And now, with the power vested in me by the Suffolk Public City School Board, I now declare you graduates of Kings Fork High School, class of 2015. All right, students, if you will, take your tassel from your right side and let's move it over to your left. Once again, join me in congratulating our new graduates from Kings Fork High School.